Honestly, I'm tired of repeating the same cycles. I wanna let it go. So here I go, life drop. Starting a new path for my fam. Finding who I am. Speaking life, loving me, even when I fall. Cause life be life in us all. Life be life in us all. Cause life be life in us all. Life be life in us all. Hey y'all, hey. It's me, Porschia O, your host of Life Be Lifin podcast. Not my voice already, child. This is why I've been missing in action for at least 2 weeks. Please forgive me and bear with me as I get through today's episode, okay? Welcome back. I'm so sorry to have deserted you for 3 weeks. Hey, James, my besties in the building. So sorry. I've been under the weather. First, I went out of town, and then soon as I got back, I was sick. I've been sick for 2 weeks. Was without a voice for like 4 days, 5 days last week. Like, it was crazy. Kind of got it back and then tried to sing on Saturday. Big mistake. And here we are today. So forgive my voice. It just is what it is. But I could not let it go like a month without talking to y'all. Okay. So I'm still congested a little bit, whatever, but I'm so better. Thank God for that. Anywho, welcome. Thank y'all for being here tonight. On another installment of the Life Be Lifin podcast. All right. If this is your first time here, welcome in. On this podcast is where we talk about how life be over here, life in us via all types of relationships, situations, and everyday things we are experiencing, all while in real time healing and learning how to be a better human being. So if that's what you're about and that's what you're looking for, you are in the right place at the right time. Welcome in. Okay. Tonight's episode, I titled this is episode 9 of season 4. I titled I Really Want to, but no. Okay. Please forgive my coughing. I gotta get this up off my throat. Okay. Anyways, tonight's episode is about desire and discipline and discernment. Okay. It's about moments where I really want to move a certain type of way, forward, better, but I'm choosing not to because clarity has become so much more louder than my impulse. Okay. But before we get into it, let me say hello to my people. Hi, mommy. Mommy's in the building. Thank you so much for letting the people know to please hit the like button, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. Okay. Thank you so much. Hey, Melissa, thank you so much for joining. I was trying to think, like, who is this? Hey, girl, how you doing? I'm so glad to see you. Thanks so much for joining tonight. And my bestie James, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I want you all to listen to my babies very quickly before we get on into this episode.
Hey, it's me, Porschia O of Life Be Lifin podcast. Podcast. Psych, it's me, Leo. Psych, it's me, Micah O. Please email my mommy or DM her with whatever you want to talk about. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Because Life Be Lifin us all. Bye. Bye.
Oh, they're so precious. That's a whole nother thing, child. I'm preparing for Leah's 10th birthday. Like, make that make sense. My baby about to be 10. I've been a mother for 10 years. Anywho, we'll talk about that when it comes closer to the time because I have been an emotional wreck about it. But Yes, Leah and Micah, my hearts. Please listen to their advice and reach out to your girl. Okay. Moving right along into the episode, we're gonna jump into the segment. Did you know? Okay. I haven't done this one in a minute. Okay. But I thought this episode was the most apropos to go on and delve on into it. So, did you know that many women are socially conditioned to organize their sense of worth, timing, and identity around being chosen, often without realizing it? If you didn't know, like I said, your girl is here to tell you, okay? Being male centered isn't about liking men per se, it's about unconsciously making men the reference point instead of yourself. So, this episode has become a thing because I know I'm not the only one that is out here on these social media streets and constantly seeing content made up about women being so male centered, male centered this or whatever. And I just thought I was like, huh? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I need to really delve into this and understand what does being male centered mean per se. Okay. But before we go further, we're gonna go to the next segment, which is I got some questions, y'all. Okay. Because you know your girl is inquisitive. All right. So these are the questions that I will ask, and I have asked myself, and you can ask yourself as well as we go throughout this episode. First question: who am I centering when I feel the urge to act on desire? Is it myself or the validation it might bring? Okay. Next question. What am I actually craving in that moment? Is it connection, affirmation, escape, or alignment? Okay. I think these questions are so good. And I'm learning and have learned to ask myself so many questions in the midst of things happening, which can also tend to lead to my overthinking sometimes, but not necessarily living in the anxiety mode of it, right? Just kind of like asking myself those questions and really like answering them. Maybe you need to write it down. Maybe you need to process that so you can really get like what's going on instead of like that surface level, flesh level experience. Okay. The next question: when does desire stop being healthy and start becoming a distraction? Y'all know I've been heavy on the distractions and trying to cut them off as much as possible. Okay. So yeah, that is a very important question. Next question, where did I learn that being desired by a man was proof of my worth? That is a whole child. Listen, we'll get into it. And then the last question is: how do I honor my desires without letting them override my focus, boundaries, or purpose? And as you all know, that I am in this season and have been in this season, probably these last 4 seasons for sure, of doing this podcast, of me feeling like I have to like create these boundaries and get really focused and really I've been delving into my purpose, i.e. like the Lifin podcast being a part of my purpose, right? So I'm just having to do a lot of self-work and a lot of reevaluation of myself and things that I'm allowing into my space and what it is that I'm kind of doing and delving in. So yeah, I think all those questions are great. Please feel free to write them down and answer them for yourselves. Okay, you can utilize them in your time of need. Okay, moving right along into the meat and potatoes of the episode, which is always the infamous segment. This is just my life experience. Obviously, I'm always going to speak from my life experience. I will share tad bits here and there from other people, but I am always here to disclose what it is that I am experiencing personally and how I am getting through it and processing it, all that type of stuff. Okay. So again, how this episode came about, I think the reason this topic even came up for me is because lately I have been hearing so much noise, especially online in the social media streets, about women being called male centered, right? And it's not just being discussed, it's like being weaponized. And women are dragging other women, excuse me, women, my kids, child. Yes, stop it. Please exit now. Thank you. Women are dragging other women, taking down, um, talking down on them and everything like that. Like that's your problem. You center man, and like as if that's some moral failure instead of looking at it for what it really is, which is a conditioned survival strategy. I mean, there's literally nothing new under the sun, right? Um, and women being male centered is one of those things that's not new. This has just kind of been a part of our existence since the beginning of time. And that didn't even, and that when I see these type of videos and this content of these women, like she a male centered man, like woman, she centers man, like girl, what since when you ain't been centering men? I don't know. Like I don't know everybody's story, I don't know everybody's journey, but it's just very interesting to me, this type of like, oh, that's a problem for her, or she's one of them type things. Um, and it just never sat right with me, because before I even try to correct something, I need to understand it. So I really wanted to gain understanding about what this is. I didn't want to just repeat a buzzword, and I wanted to know, what does being male centered actually mean? And more importantly, why are we acting like this isn't something most of us were taught, especially if we grew up religious, okay? Because there's no religion to my knowledge, let me be clear, that is hyper focused on the woman being in charge, the head, the lead, the whatever, 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 whatever. Okay, it's all male centered, patriarchy. So, anyways, and I also think that's especially if you grew up watching women be praised for sacrifice, them being submissive, patient, or enduring the bull, like, and even more, especially if you were taught directly or indirectly that partnership validates your womanhood. If you don't have a partner, you're worthless in this society and in many societies, right? That's just how we have all been trained, taught, conditioned, educated, whatever, brainwashed, whatever you want to call it. So when I hear women degrading other women for being male centered, I'm like, baby, we didn't make this system. We just inherited it. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't even a thought that I was being male centered. That's just the way that the world goes, right? That's how I've always viewed it. So what I've learned is that being male centered doesn't mean that you like men too much or you want love too badly. It actually often, without realizing it, means that you've organized parts of your thinking, your decisions, and your energy around male attention, male approval, or male selection. Okay. Now that I can totally agree with and see, and I think it's a big distinction between being male centered and you wanting love badly or whatever, stuff like that, right? And if that's if you want it from a man. So this will be more for a specific group of people. But yeah, so that's that. So psychology backs this up, okay? And there's something called objectification theory, which explains how women are socialized to view themselves through an external lens, often the male gaze, right? And over time, that creates self monitoring, people pleasing, and validation seeking, not because we're weak, but because we're taught that being desired equals being safe. Okay. Again, in a society, many societies that we have in this world, a woman's safety is highly based on a man being in proximity to her, right? A woman is not usually um, categorized as being safe or included or protected or anything like that on her own. She needs a man companion to carry her through to feel this protection. This is just the narrative that has been put out there for us, right? And I have felt fallen victim to this many a times. Even till recently, I had to go somewhere recently. And in the past, I had my husband who I felt like was a protection for me. So if I had to go in an uncomfortable situation that didn't make me feel good, I would bring him along with me as a protection, right? And I felt safer with him being there with me. And so when I had to now go into this space and I no longer have that protection of him, I'm even more hesitant to put myself in certain situations that I feel unprotected. But what really makes me unprotected? Yes, it's a great thing to have a covering in whatever sense or form you want to look at it as, and feel that protection. And I desire that, but also I believe that I'm protected by God everywhere I go. So it doesn't matter if my husband or my significant other, who happens to be male, is with me or not. I should still view myself as being protected, safe, covered, taken care of, things like that. So yeah, but I did have that moment because I have been conditioned to feel like if I don't have a man covering me, that I am vulnerable and I'm open to attack. And I think a lot of women feel like that in society in many ways. We have to pump our own gas and do different things. And it's not like I'm incapable of pumping my own gas. It's not that. But again, it's that safety of a man being there to do such a thing in a space that I am very open to attack, if that makes sense. So yeah. But yeah, so we have had moments of those type of things happening. Um, and this is all tied into the psychological aspect of objectification theory. Okay. So it clicked for me. It clicked for me when I heard about this on a psychological aspect, because I'm like, it has to be something more than just a socialized thing, right? It has to be something deeper rooted, because it has been something that has been deeply rooted into us again since the beginning of time. And because when I look back at my own life, I realized that a lot of my lustful urges weren't really about sex per se. They were about the conditioning that I had received, right? It was about me being seen. It was about me being chosen. It was about me being wanted and desired, all of that, right? Who doesn't want to feel wanted, desired, chosen, seen, loved? Because that equates love in our minds, right? And here's the part that really humbled me, right? Those urges showed up most strongly when I was focused, when I was aligned, and when I was moving forward. Okay. And when I had that epiphany and when I really looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, like every time. And we just talked about this recently, right? Like how when we tell God certain things, like, oh God, I want patience, then He's going to put you through trials and tribulations to build up your patience, right? You tell God you want to be more disciplined. He's going to allow things to happen that you're going to have to show up and be disciplined, right? Like whatever you manifest, whatever you speak life into is going to happen. And so when I say I want to move forward, I want to focus on what's important to me, I want to be in alignment here, just as much as I'm telling God that here comes the enemy trying to give distractions or the opposite, or, knock me off my square essentially, because why would he want me to be focused? Why would he want me to be in alignment? Why would he want me to move forward? He wants us to stay stagnant, okay? That spirit wants us to stay stuck, okay? I just did my Speak Life affirmation this past Sunday about I'm not stuck, I'm becoming, because I have felt that for so long, so many years in my life. And I got confirmation listening to Transformation Church, a sermon from the top of this year, talking about that. I got confirmation and me preparing for my graduation. Okay. Like this is the longest graduation process ever, because I finished the program in December, but the graduation is not until May. And so I'm preparing. Okay. I'm looking for cap ideas, all types of stuff, right? So anyway, but the point is, like, I just keep getting confirmation that I'm not stuck. And I've proven that to myself, and I'm becoming who it is that I've always wanted to be, right? But sure enough, with all of that energy that I'm pouring into myself and putting into myself, here comes those desires. Here comes those urges and those things coming to knock me off my square, because it doesn't want me to stay there, right? So that is not lost on me, but I am extremely clear on that now. So when I do get these urges and when I do get these desires, and not that they ever really die down, they're there. I just want to with my person. You know what I'm saying? But I have to recognize that this is not a coincidence that I'm feeling like these lustful urges very high in this moment, because I'm extremely focused. I'm moving forward. I'm doing these things. And that's where I have to recognize that's my discernment kicking in, letting me know, like, hey, girl, I know this feels good. I know this feels familiar. I know it could be so easy. You could just text dude and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? But no. Okay. I really want to, but no. But no. But no. But no. Use your discernment, sweetie. Tap in, check in, listen to what's happening within your body, what's happening wherever. Like, just ask yourself the questions, Portia. Okay. So yeah, and I have to sit with that uncomfortable truth that sometimes attraction shows up not to connect me, but to distract me. Okay. And that's never fun, because again, I just want to be in love. I just want to be loved properly. I want to give my love properly, and I want reciprocation. And but that doesn't mean that those things that come, everything that comes, or that attraction that shows up is meant to connect to me. Okay? It may want to connect to me, it wants to distract me, but that's not what God wants for me. Okay? The one of the last guys I was talking to, oh my gosh, like he was so attractive. So attractive. When I say, if I could have built I could have built it a little better, honestly. But if I could have built with the bare bones of what he was, like big, stocky, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A nice little tree to climb. Very cute, very, handsome. Um, I'm just gonna stop it there. Based it on the physical attraction, I was like, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I like. Okay. But no, that attraction definitely was a distraction. Because there was so many other things that was not in alignment or what I like, honestly. And getting hooked up on one thing out of all the things that we need to focus on and look at, like, girl, what are we really doing? And it's so funny. Within my book club, my family book club that I'm a part of, we're reading the 4 agreements. I think I told y'all that recently. Anyway, and we just got to the 3rd agreement, which is don't make assumptions. Okay. And one of the things that the writer had wrote was, if you feel the need to change somebody, then that's the indication that you don't really like them. And that just hit me so hard, because yes, you can be physically attracted to somebody and you can think that you like somebody because, oh, he's cute, he's nice, da, 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 da. But you know it's things that you will want to change about this person. And if you feel the need to change anyone, it's because you don't like that. You don't like that part of them. So you can't say, I like you in totality, when you don't like parts of them that you are actively trying to change or wanting to change. That's not how that works. And it's not okay. And I don't want anybody to try to change me. So who am I to try to change somebody else? Even if you think it is for the betterment of them, it's not your job. Okay. So I really want to, but no. Okay. No, Portia, no. All right. So yeah, sometimes attraction just shows up not to connect to me, but to distract me. And I've had to sit in that, and I've had to learn from it, and just realize that. And yeah, we got to move forward. We got to move forward. And that realization changed how I move with men in general. Even though right now I'm not actively talking to anyone or dating or anything like that, I'm still on my 6-month sabbatical. And that's been actually going great, honestly. I've had to set a lot of people not to the side, but off. Just go away, get away. I don't want it. Okay. Because I have to make room for what's meant, and all things that are meant for me and are supposed to be within my proximity and my alignment and my space. I need to make room for that. So all that other stuff got to go. Okay. Because I'm not the same woman that I was before. And I think we say that lightly as women, like, oh, how I used to think, da 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 da. How I used to think even yesterday is different than how I think today. I become more evolved every single day. I'm telling you the truth, okay? Because it's just like one simple realization that I have, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, that's right, Portia. You're not supposed to be X, Y, Z. Well, it's like, no, that's not who we really want to be. And again, just like blocking out those distractions of my flesh and all that stupid stuff. Like, really, really, really got to ask and answer these questions. Okay. I don't have to explain myself the same way that I felt like I used to. I don't have to over text. I don't have to keep doors cracked open just to prove that I'm kind. And listen, I'm so sick and tired of that. I don't know what to do. I think for so long, and that's also been a part of my conditioning, like, I don't want to be looked at as a mean woman or being a who you calling a bitch? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be looked at like that, but also when I'm nice, they still don't get it. Okay. And my friend, my sis used to be trying to tell me all the time, like, you gotta be mean to them sometimes. Then I'm like, no, because I don't want to be mean. Like, I'm not mean, but also just leave me alone. I said no means no. No. But they don't get it. So then you gotta like be assertive and like, hey, I'm not, and I don't want this, and and even with that, still some will try. It's crazy. It's like insane. But then that's when you just start getting ignored. Because at this point, like, I don't know what else you want me to do. Uh But I'm done with keeping doors cracked open just to prove that I'm kind. And that has been hard for me, honestly. It really has, because I'm unlearning this behavior, and especially the part about me being silent. Like, I had an interaction with someone recently that have not liked how he has handled me, and with the missing for days, weeks on end, communication is sporadic and all this type of stuff. I've communicated numerous of times. I don't like it. I don't want it. Don't, you know what I'm saying? And it constantly happens and then I said I wasn't bringing it into the new year. And I tried to not bring it in, and I messed up and responded one time. And then I was like, you know what? I messaged him, did not respond to me, and then came through my line days later like it was nothing, didn't even acknowledge, oh, I'm sorry, I missed your text, nothing. And yeah, since then I've been done. And he's been persistent, quote unquote, in reaching out. And I'm just like, why? You wasn't even as consistent when you had access to me. Why you want to be extremely consistently bothering me? Why you not talking to me? Are you not talking to me? Are you not talking? Sir, enough. And my silence, me being silent, that has been eating me up, because I'm like, I need to explain to him why I'm being silent, why this is happening, what's going on. But no, I don't. I don't, because it's going to go in one ear and out the other. It doesn't matter if I explain, it doesn't matter if I whatever, like, especially after I've done it numerous of times, it does not matter. People show up the way they want to show up. They try to push back blame, they try to switch the tables, whatever. I don't have time. I am in school, I am working full time, I am taking care of my children full time, I am doing all the things that I need to do. I literally do not have time to occupy my mind, my space, my time with this type of stuff. Like, so me being silent is the best thing. Just let it go. Let it go. If they hate me at the end of it, oh well, so be it. I know where my heart was. I know where my stance is. And there have been moments recently where I didn't, you know, respond and didn't clarify, and I didn't give closure, and I went against every fiber of my old self, because I would have been over communicating, okay? Because been conditioned to be so understanding, to soften, to over communicate so no one feels uncomfortable. But again, what I'm learning from this, silence is not cruelty when communication has already been ignored. You ignored my communication, my very clear, direct, calm communication. Ignored it. Therefore, now my silence is not cruelty. Okay? Because my communication has already been ignored. So where I'm at now is in clarity. That's just what it is. So decentering these men has actually helped me become more honest, actually, with myself, not less loving towards them. I love the idea of having my own personal companion and a man. Um, and this whole process has helped me recognize that desire doesn't automatically deserve access. Okay. I know I've said this before, but like for real, for real, for real, for real, for real, like just because someone desires you does not grant them automatic access to you. Okay? We need to recognize this. Everybody doesn't deserve access. Access is earned. Okay? Even with a job, you have to apply yourself. You would have had to also apply yourself in the past, have some sort of experience, training, education, whatever in this field. And or if you're new to this, come in, you still you taking the step to actually go to the place or online, fill out the application is you applying some type of work ethic, right? Because faith without works is dead. You can't desire and faith it if you're not working it. All right. But even with all of that, you do that, you gain access to the job, you gain access to the finances that you need to take care of yourself, you gain access to whatever it is that you're trying to gain access to from your work that you put in. And now you are reaping the benefits of that. But if you don't come in on time, if you are inconsistent, if you don't communicate effectively, if you do a bad job, all those things can cost you to have your access revoked, access denied. Correct? So it's no different in any other area in life. You apply yourself, you put in that work, you get access. Once you stop doing those things, and we're human and we make mistakes and we mess up or whatever, but once you stop doing those things, and if there has not been no corrective behavior, then you lose access, babe. And it's just that simple. And that job is 9 times out of 10 not going to hire you back because your track record was trash. And that's just the honest truth. So again, that attraction that you might have had doesn't outrank your alignment. I don't care how fine you are, Umbaku. I don't care. I don't care. It does not outrank my alignment. That chemistry is not the same thing as safety. I can't be completely safe around you or with you because just because you kiss good, like that only goes so far. Your words only go so far. You could tell me all day, all the sweet nothings, all the things, blah, 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 blah. We could talk, we can connect, we can do all of that. But that only goes so far. It's not the same thing as the safety that I need and desire and require. And I'm not on no anti-man type thing. I want to be very clear about that because, again, I love men. I'm not anti-love. I love love. I'm not suppressing my sexuality. I want to have the sex and do all the things, okay? I just no longer am organizing my life around being chosen. I know it's going to happen for me. It's happened before. If God did it before, he can do it again. I know that I have been created to be someone's wonderful partner, their wife, someone's helpmate, all of those things. Okay? So I'm not again organizing my life around the idea of being chosen, but I still will be chosen. It's the inevitable. So now when I feel your pull, that urge to lean in, to respond, to entertain something that looks good but costs me my focus, chat please. I'm definitely pausing and I'm definitely saying, Portia, now, do I really want to? No, we ain't doing that. We're not doing that. And I'm not doing it out of fear. It's not out of fear, and it's definitely not out of bitterness. It's out of self respect because I have learned and I am learning to respect myself on a different level. There has been so many versions of me and stages of me that has wanted to show up a certain way that I have been conditioned how to show up as a woman, to be chosen, to be seen, to be desired, all of those things. And it has not served me. It has not. In all honesty, it has not served me. And what it may serve you at a particular moment in time, it's not worth your self respect. It's not worth who you are as a woman. It's just not. And that for me, that's what growth actually looks like. That's exactly what it looks like. So yeah, I also want to be very clear again for the last time because the nuance matters, right? Decentering man does not mean that when I choose my husband, okay, that he won't carry a great weight in my life. That's not realistic. And that's not being honest. My spouse will absolutely be valuable to me, okay? He will matter. He will be prioritized. And that does not make me male centered. Okay? What makes the difference is what's at the center. And again, us as women, we have been conditioned. Remember, the psychological term was I'm gonna say organizational. It's not organizational. Objectification theory, right? So this is real. This is real for us. We have been conditioned to align our worth with and our desire with men, right? But we have to recenter who is at the center of our world. And God is at the center for me. And I hope the same for you. All right. So this is what makes the difference. Yes, I will prioritize my husband. He will be of great value to me. He will hold a lot of weight in my life. All of those things. He will matter, but he is not the center. Period. God is. Okay. And with God being at the center and me seeking him first, everything else, me, my spouse, my children, my family, my friendships, my work, my purpose, all of that revolves around God, not a man. So that's even something I've been breaking down throughout these seasons that I'm going through, or the season that I'm going through, because I am a woman that is very male centered, or have been very male centered, but I have been working unconsciously because I didn't even know anything about being male centered until recently. But I've been working so hard to prove to myself that I can do all the things that I desire with or without a man. If you would have asked little girl Porschia, teenage Porschia, early 20s Porschia, mid 20s Porschia, late 20s Porschia, early 30s Porschia, what my life would look like, it always had this fairy tale look of me finding a man that I love, having a husband, having a family together, us building this life together, us buying a home, us providing for our children, having this legacy, all of those things. And guess what? All of that can still happen and all of that can still be true, but it's not centered around me having a man. It's centered around God allowing me to fulfill my purpose on this earth. And that's going to happen with or without a partner. Period. But y'all already know I'm getting married again. That's happening. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm still knocking down my goals. I'm still accomplishing things. And it's not at the will or necessity of a man. I'm doing it on my own with the help of God. Okay? So when I say I'm not male-centered, I'm not saying I won't be loving, affectionate, catering, or intentional with my husband, okay? Because he gonna get all of that and some. I am all of those things. That is who I am. I love very deeply. I am a nurturer and I pour in. But again, the key is it will be reciprocal. What I pour into him, he will pour into me. What I carry for him, he will carry for me. Okay? What I protect for us, he will protect for us. That's not centering a man, that's partnership. And I think a lot of us women truly desire real, authentic partnership. And unfortunately, we don't get it. We don't get it. And that's not an isolated thing just to women. It's for men too. I feel like anyone in relationship, this can apply to. We don't know how to fully be real good partners for each other. We know how to give, we know how to take. And some of us give, and some of us take the whole relationship. But we have to learn how to be in partnership. And what works for me and my husband will work for me and my husband. We're not looking at, well, this worked for this person and this worked for them, so they doing that, so why we ain't doing that? Again, be open to try things and all of that for sure. Be open-minded to find your way to a successful partnership. But don't do the comparison game. It doesn't bid well for anyone at the end of the day, okay? It's not up for public discussion what happens with me and my relationship. It's not up for social media commentary. It's not up for a trend-based judgment. Listen, I said what I said. Yes, when it's my man, it's my man. It's my man. Okay? And I will love him very well. Okay? But that love will never require me to abandon Porschia. It will never require me to abandon my calling. It will never require me to abandon my discernment. It will never require me to abandon my relationship with God. All of those things, with the addition of my partner, of a man, he will be right there beside me, carrying the same weight and love and appreciation for all of those things about me the same way I have. And that's true. That's even true in our broken state. The same way that you carry yourself right now is the same way that your partner is going to carry you. So if you're not serious about you, how you expect them to be serious about you? If you're not showing up for yourself, how you expect them to show up for you? And yes, there are people in partnerships with people that they partner will break their neck trying to please them, and it will never be enough because you don't deem yourself worthy enough to receive such love, attention, affection, or what have you. So, just like this whole podcast is and has been, it's very much so self reflection, it's very much so self work. I can't require these things of other people when I haven't done it for me. How I'm expecting you to love me when I don't even love me. I've said that since the beginning of this podcast. This is why my self-love journey is so important. Because I can't be over here hating Porschia and pieces of Porschia and wanting somebody else to love them. How I walk now, today, is how my partner is going to also walk and carry me. I show you in that way, right? So we have to be intentional about that. We have to be so intentional about that. So because centering God keeps me whole. Centering God keeps me whole. And that's a big takeaway I have from my last relationship. When I lost sight of God, I lost sight of everything. When we lost sight of God, we lost sight of everything. So at this point of my life, me centering God, it's my everything. It keeps me whole. Because soon as I decenter him, I am no longer whole. I am broken. I am in pieces. And a whole woman doesn't lose herself in love. She chooses it. There will be no losing myself in love. I'm choosing to accept the love that is given to me as I keep God at the center. Okay? So I hope that helped you guys as it has helped me. My mom said, "And mom," in bars. What part? I don't even know what part you're talking about. I didn't look at the thing for so long. Sorry, mom. But yes, so my voice is a wreck. So yeah, going to the next segment, which is shining some light on life. Okay, shine a light on them. Shine the light on them. All right. I haven't done this segment in a while either, but I decided that why not tonight? Something I want to shine a light on within my life right now is my self-awareness. Because once you see the pattern, I'm so congested, Lord Jesus. Once you see and realize the pattern that you continuously are making, you can't unsee it. Okay. Once you become woke, once your eyes get those scales taken off of them, baby, you can't unsee it. Now you could choose to ignore it. You could choose to disregard it. You could choose to push it to the side, but you cannot unsee it. Once you ring that bell, the bell has been rung. And awareness is the first step to change. And my therapist would tell me all the time when I would tell her whatever woes I got going on or whatever I'm feeling and whatever. And she'd be like, Porschia, oh my gosh, you're so aware. Like, you're so self-aware. Like, give yourself props for that. It took you a minute to get there, but now you're there. And so in all things, even in my overthinking and my overprocessing and all that type of stuff, I'm so self-aware of how I'm showing up. And I'm replaying and I'm trying to, okay, whatever, asking myself all the questions. Like, that's something to be proud of. Because there are people out here that are still so blinded and refuse to see themselves. It's easy to point the finger. It's easy to look at everybody else. It's easy to say, oh, but they did this and that's why this, that. Sorry. But what did you do? How did you play out in this scenario? How did you show up? So yeah, shine the light on my self-awareness. And I'm proud of my self-awareness, and I'm grateful that I am here and I have arrived to this point in my journey. Okay. So yeah, let's get on up out of here. But before we go, let me share my new thing that I have recently created, and I have made go live. I created a journal. Another one, y'all. Another journal, guys. This is I don't necessarily want the music, guy. I wonder, can I play it without the music? I probably need to. So yeah, this is just a snippet of my journal very quickly. Let me see if I can get it on here like this. Okay, so this is my showing up for myself journal. Hopefully by next week episode, I will have the physical copy. I ordered my author's copy from Amazon. I'm just waiting for it to be delivered, but I am so excited and ecstatic for this journal. It was birthed out of a life drop moment. And I finally completed it and published it, and it's ready for a print to order on Amazon. In the description is the link to this journal. It's a self-guided journal. So it's much more intricate. Just, for you to write down moments that you have actually showed up for yourself, right? Again, as we are becoming more self-aware and healed and just whatever, the little things are the things that count. They build up to bigger things and aspects of ourselves. So give yourself kudos, write it down, do the weekly and see what you have done this week to show up for yourself. And then at the end of the month, there's a monthly sheet in there as well that you can kind of go back through and say, oh, I did this, oh, I did this, and write those things down, answer the questions. And like at the end of it, the journal is meant to be like for a year, and whatever way you want to do it. But it has enough pages in there for a year so you can look at all the things and all the ways that you have showed up for yourself because you chose to do that. Okay. So I'm super proud of this journal, and I'm so grateful for God allowing me to put it out. And I have one more in me currently, okay, that God has given me an idea towards that I am currently working on as well. I still got my I'm Not Her, I'm Her merch coming your way very, very soon. So I thank you guys for being patient and diligent with me throughout this process as I continue to purge out the things that God has given me to elevate Life Be Lifin podcast. So yes, please support me. Buy one of my original journals or one of my new journals, showing up for myself. And I really appreciate all of your love and support. So let's get on to the get it on with the last segment, which is my Speak Life affirmation.
Honestly, I'm tired of repeating the same cycle.
All right. This is the segment where I leave you with some words to hold on to until we meet again next time. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I will leave you with these words to hold on to until next time. Today's Speak Life affirmation is I honor my desires without surrendering my focus. Again, today's Speak Life affirmation is I honor my desires without surrendering my focus. All right. You heard it, you say it, you write it down, and you remind yourself to speak those things and make it happen because life be life in us all. Thank y'all again for joining me for another installment of the Life Be Life podcast. I hope that this finds you well and you all have a wonderful, loving, and a blessed night. Okay. I'll see y'all again back here next week. By God's grace, my voice will be better. But I'll definitely be back here next week for episode number 10. Okay. Happy Black History Month. Love you all. Bye.
Honestly,